So to start, I'm 36F and have been friends with Sarah, not her real name, for many years. This all happened a few months ago now, so the initial sting has dulled a bit, but the memory still lingers in a way that bothers me when I think about it. Sarah has always been that friend in my life who's high drama, but somehow stuck around. I'm the chill one, the kind of person who says it's going to be okay, while she's the one collecting gossip, opinions on everyone else's lives, and having these massive emotional meltdowns about her own. I stayed for a long time because I cared, because friendship wasn't something I gave up on easily. But honestly, the emotional toll was exhausting. Sarah's home situation was rough. She was constantly fighting with her teenage daughter, and the 6-year-old often bore the brunt of her yelling for seemingly no reason at all. She had a therapist, counselors, all the things people should have, but nothing really seemed to change at home. Still, I always felt our friendship was a safe place amid the chaos. Or at least, that's what I thought until what happened. Sarah mentioned she had a lead on a home that her current landlord was renting out. At the time, I was house hunting and living about 3 hours away, so this felt like a genuine opportunity. I appreciated her trying to help. Really, I did. She even set up a viewing for me and arranged for me to meet the landlord. The house was just down the road from her own place, which, at first, felt like a real bonus. I figured this might be a chance to start fresh somewhere new, closer to her, and hopefully, we could even spend more time together. I planned to go with my 2 kids, but things didn't quite go according to plan, which should have been a red flag. We left later than I meant to because of unexpected late-night roadworks. It's frustrating driving through closed lanes with kids in the back seat, trying to keep them quiet and entertained. I texted Sarah to let her know we'd be late. She replied, saying she needed her beauty sleep, and then I didn't hear from her again. When I got to the city, it was almost midnight, way later than we were supposed to arrive. I tried calling her, texting, nothing. It was silent on her end. I felt a pit in my stomach. Here I was, 3 hours away from home, with 2 kids, no local friends or family around, and Sarah had completely checked out. I had barely any money left, so I decided we'd have to crash in my car or park nearby. It wasn't ideal, and I fought the rising panic and exhaustion throughout the night. At least I had blankets and pillows, and I wrapped the kids up as warmly as I could. My heart was tight, wondering what else could go wrong and wishing I planned better, or maybe just not relied on Sarah. The house viewing was set for 10 a.m., and in my tired, hopeful brain, I thought showing up at her place by 7 a.m. was reasonable. We were there early because I was trying to catch her before she got busy with her day. I had my 6-year-old knock on the door, excited about seeing the house and meeting the landlord. But no answer, not a peep. The door was locked. At that moment, I felt something inside me freeze. This wasn't just neglect, it felt like a betrayal. I video called her, and she was so rude, barely coherent through her grogginess and irritation, telling me she hadn't woken up yet and that we'd have to wait. We waited another 5 to 10 minutes before she let us in. During that time, I could feel the tension simmering just under the surface. When she finally opened the door, her face was drawn tight with annoyance. There was no hello, no acknowledging that I somehow made it all the way there with my 2 kids in tow. She immediately started yelling at her daughter to get ready for school, completely ignoring us. I just stood there, stunned, as she ignored my presence like I was a stranger on the doorstep instead of a friend who had traveled hours on a hope that she was going to help. I remember thinking, why am I even here? My chest tightened, a mix of hurt and disbelief. After about 10 minutes, I told my kids quietly, let's go. Sarah muttered something about being in mommy mode, as if that excused her attitude. But that just made everything worse for me. You don't ignore people you're expecting, especially when they've come so far and you've arranged something for them. I left without another word. I got in my car and drove to McDonald's nearby and treated the kids to a little breakfast, letting myself feel the weight of disappointment settling deep. I made the decision right then. I wasn't going back to her house or that home viewing. Instead, I was on a drive back to where I was living and cut ties for good. I blocked her on every social media platform and deleted her number. I knew this would feel harsh, but honestly, it was the only thing that felt healthy. Then, to add insult to injury, she contacted my mother. My mother reached out to me, probably hoping for clarification or to mediate, but I'd already talked to her while sitting at McDonald's. It was a relief to find out my whole family actually didn't like Sarah either. They only tolerated her because of me. It's been 8 months now. I still wrestle with the decision. Am I the jerk for abruptly ending a long friendship and shutting down communication without much explanation? But when I think back to that night and the morning, All I feel is a quiet certainty that I had to protect myself and my kids from what was becoming a toxic and one-sided relationship. Sometimes, people show you who they really are in the moments you need them the most, and I finally saw that clearly.